real-life trading pre-market day trading show. All right, what is up, friends, family, traders in RLT and on YouTube? It is Thursday, the 21st. Hope you had a safe Wednesday. And yeah, fun price action in the market. Choppity chop chop, but we are into earnings season. So I think there will be some continued excitement. Sorry for anyone that was in Netflix yesterday. That thing just got absolutely murder housed. Hey, good morning, Tony. Good morning, Paul. Netflix got absolutely crushed. Bill Ackman blew out his shares that he bought. He bought all his shares over here on that down day and sold them there. So, yeah, it sucks to take an L, but even professional money managers managing billions of dollars, got to do it. Got to do it. The anti Kathy Wood. I mean, Kathy, I was surprised she wasn't buying this thing yesterday. Hard for her to resist the gap down like that. But yeah, if you're at Netflix, yesterday was a nightmare. What's up, Liam? We'll jump on over to SPY. We are gapping up a little bit this morning. We're still in this choppy area. I threw these lines in here so that way as I'm looking intraday. Right at the 200 right now from the bottom. Got the 100 up here. So while this looks like, some great gap and go, and maybe it will, I don't know. I think it's going to be a little bit trickier of a day than normally it would be with this type of gap. The Qs still looks pretty weak. You got the Oreo cookie pattern followed by a Morningstar reversal, retesting it. We're gapping up a little bit this morning because of Tesla on the Qs. The Q still looks weak to me. Qs still looks a little weak. The rotation out of tech yesterday was pretty brutal, especially on I think ARC closed like the growth at any cost, PE infinity, lose money forever. I mean, this thing just took out another pivot. Those type of stocks, they're not the way right now. Like your SoFi is making another new low. Affirm, Upstart, Shopify. I was short Shop. I'm no longer short on Shopify, but this thing looks awful. I mean, this looks, yeah. That is, is that a Marabozu candle? No, it did go open high. It did go $1.02 higher, but it closed on the low. So shaved bottom candle on Shop. Yeah, a lot of these things, they look not good. China, selling again. So morning Tana, good morning T. T was crushing Netflix yesterday, shorting with Mr. Ackman while he was selling. And no wonder this thing went straight down for so long. I mean, he was just unloading his entire position. Yeah, nice job there. The gap of the day yesterday was really IBM. It's a great gap on IBM. You do have a downtrend it looks like it's breaking out of. So I think IBM is a buy the dip, folks. Maybe it's a value trap again, but yeah, I don't know. Looks like a good gap, held up pretty strong, good volume. I think I traded this one yesterday. I think that's a buy the dip. Today, story of the day is American Airlines, right? Gap and go on AAL. This is a pretty large gap. I think it's probably going to trade into resistance. I'm going to look for a blow off top around 22 to short it. I don't think I'm going to go long on this bad boy today. I want to sell the rip on some of these things. It's a large gap. Same with Delta, United, gapping into resistance. A lot of up days in a row. And maybe some of these, like the cruise lines, NCLH, RCL. Maybe some of these have some room to run. The gaps aren't as big. So, were IBM earnings really good? I mean, they were decent. No, the gap of the day wasn't American Airlines. Oh, this one. So Tesla, they had really good earnings. The one thing that it's like the market didn't, you saw a little bit of a pullback here. I listened to the call because Elon was going to be on it. I wanted to hear if they asked him about Twitter, which I was actually surprised that they didn't. But the thing that I'm like, I mean, it's a good gap. Don't get me wrong. It's a good gap. It is. I just don't like, I don't think we just store them off because they said for Q2, like they're going to miss or they're going to be right on, deliveries from Q1. Like they're not going to grow in Q2 because Shanghai, they can't catch up. While it's like starting to get back up and running, it's not at full capacity and supply constraints, etc. They expect production to be the same as Q1 or lower. The market didn't really seem to care. I mean, maybe they'll get a complete, pass on it. I don't see us like rallying all quarter and then, we come into Q2 and we forgive, them, like there's going to be no growth in deliveries and then rally again. I don't know. I don't see that happening. So while it is a good gap, I would have preferred it to be a little bit smaller. So I would look for a pullback and then try to take it higher today for a day trade. But I definitely would not chase this. Would not chase this. Just not in this type of market. If you chase, you die on a lot of these things. Nvidia, nothing burger. Apple's kind of a cute little gap. You got all the moving averages in here though. The 100s right there. As Haley's saying in the chat over in YouTube, we do have the Fed today yapping. There's some Volcker Alliance Penn Institute deal. They got recorded remarks from Powell, and then Powell comes on at 1 p.m. Eastern, so that's 11 o'clock my time. It's a little bit later in the afternoon. I don't know if any other Fed officials are speaking, but they're definitely going to. The market will definitely hear what Powell says, and if he says anything wonky, yeah, I think you could continue to get some reaction from the market. Roblox looks absolutely terrible. I'm not going to trade that today. AMD. So I think it's probably Tesla and Apple more likely to trade. Probably not Delta, just because I don't think I'd be going long. I'd be going short, and I don't want to use the 10 EMA from that. For that, I want to short like a rip kind of thing. Let's see. Mondelez, I'm out of that one, but that was pretty nice. I'm out of shop. I really need to reload on some swing trades, actually. Be watching Nextera. I think the earnings are, is it tonight or tomorrow? Refresh earnings whisperer here. Actually looks like maybe tomorrow morning. The 21st, it is tonight. I just missed it on there. But yeah, I'm be watching that one, see how that reacts. Otherwise, like, yeah, a lot of my short-term swings, I mean, I'm out of them, other than some couple different strategies I'm using, some calendar spread stuff. PayPal looks absolutely horrible. So yeah, just be really careful when you're playing that stuff. Airbnb, nothing, going sideways. Middle of yesterday that we're kind of gapping into, a lot of chop, moving averages right on top of each other. It's probably like a fork on the short-term moving averages, pretty sideways. So no real direction on Airbnb. I'd be playing it non-directional trades. Let's go take a look though. Where are some of these other ones from this morning? Maybe I haven't looked at them all. I looked at the gap scanner. This is actually a cute gap on AT&T. Or those long terms. Okay, this is a nice gap on it on AT&T. Hey John, how are you? A cute gap on AT&T. Oh, that's not bad. FCX, I think that was gapping down. Yeah, gapping down, so I don't really see much there. New core, I mean this thing, look at this. Very, very easy, like a 1, 2, 3 type of move. Let's throw a fib extension on here. Um, um, um. Ucore, I mean, it probably has room to go. Unless maybe, is this maybe a 1? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Maybe that's it. That definitely has room to go if I do this. If I do this. Oh, look at that. 1618. Now this is the wave 5. Okay. Right into the 1618 extension. So if this is the wave 5, yeah, right into the 1618. If this was the start of a new wave, then we definitely have higher to go. It's a cool little fib there. Philip Morris. Oh, this is saying Nextera was this morning. Not much volume for earnings. So we'll see where that one opens. UNP, I think they did well. Not much volume on that either. Weird. Blackstone, Auto Nation. Looks like a good gap. Good gap into some resistance. Really hard to trade that one, anyways. Auto Nation doesn't look that good. Doesn't look as good as Auto Zone. Oof. Look at Auto Zone. You want to see some crazy aftermarket movement? Look at Carvana. This thing dropped 40% after hours and then rebounded. I don't know what the hell. I don't really care enough about Carvana to look at. Well, about 25%. Look at why, but yeah, that one was pretty weird. Alcoa, yeah, has a gap down, probably by the dip. Yeah, since these things are in strong trends, Alcoa's aluminium, I'd probably buy the dip on these things. I don't think I'll look to specifically day trade that one, but yeah, I'd look to buy the dip. Go look at some sectors. IYT trying to recover. Consumer discretionary is pretty much Amazon and Tesla, so that's gapping up. But XLE still looks good. XLV is your healthcare, and this looks nice as well. Materials looks good. XLK doesn't look as good. And, there's some tech stocks you can probably own longer term, etc. But as far as short term trading to the bullish side, tech is not the play. It's energies, healthcare, materials. XLP is like going a little wild. Same with XLU. I mean, XLU has consolidated a little bit there, but that's like almost parabolic. Even some of the REITs are really starting to rip. So, yeah, tech just, I really wouldn't look as aggressively in tech as everyone's used to. I would look other places in the market. And you can always, like, if you don't have a specific one, like I'm playing XLE, you always just play XLE, or XLV. If you're not playing like a UNH or an Anthem, uh, I can never spell this. Get the okay, ANTM was there. Zero trades pre-market, but like, look at that thing. Regeneron. Let's see. CNC looks good. I mean, look at that stair step pattern. You know, all these things look strong. EIX Edison, yeah. Edison looking strong. So yeah, there's other areas that are just a little more exciting than tech right now. If you're trying to outperform trading tech stocks, you're gonna have a tough time. I think XOM got it up. But yeah, this is kind of a cute gap on XOM. I'm gonna throw that on the list. CVX, nothing there. Yeah, so if these weren't ones that were in our plan to watch, I wouldn't be watching Delta. I wouldn't be watching Nvidia. I wouldn't watch AMD. None of these stocks would be on my list. My list would be Tesla, maybe Apple, and then like these three. I wouldn't even be watching those today. Guild. So Gilead, everyone just seems to hate Gilead. The long term's right around here. Okay, the 100's there. It does look like an inverted head and shoulders. You are into, some old support, new resistance area though, so it'll probably flag for a day or two and maybe go higher. People seem to just hate Gilead. Zim just hanging out, not really doing anything. Tom and you says why not? Why not what? Why wouldn't I be trading these? They're just like, what's the edge on Nvidia? There's none. There's no edge. There's no edge on AMD. Roblox, I mean, maybe you can short it, but not really gapping very much. Delta, I think an easier one is just American Airlines looking to sell it up at, if it breaks through 22 and gives the signal to reverse. So, no, not just buying calls. But a lot of people generally like to trade long. So I'm just saying that that's like the easier sectors to go to versus trying to get a bunch of chop. Stuff that's just already trending higher. Trend is your friend. Visa, just going sideways, so non-directional type plays. Whether it's iron condors, bull put spreads, maybe a bear call spread. Probably doesn't do a lot over earnings. Same with MasterCard. Probably draw a nice little line right in here, actually. Netflix looks like it wants to go lower today, honestly. Let's see. Was it DocuSign? No. What was the other one? Had that really large gap down. I think it was actually just Netflix on itself. Like maybe it'll do this again. That thing looks horrible. Boeing, into some resistance right in there. Morning, Tanya. Welcome back, by the way. Hope everything is well. What about Verizon? Cute little gap on VZ. I do have some shares of VZ longer term. I just sell puts till I get put shares, and then get the shares, and then sell calls until I get called away, pay for my cell phone bill. End of tax season, time to trade. Nice. Yeah. Yeah, they took out my payment came out yesterday, unfortunately. CAG. This is one that I'm in. Food stonk. Looks pretty good. I know a lot of folks were in flowers. I sold right over here. Some folks sold yesterday. Good job. Peggy is joining the trading room next week. Awesome. I'm also out of Mondelez. That was another food stock. MOS, if this thing can dip, I'll look to get into that, and then maybe CF. Hey, Jenny. How is Australia? So American Airlines is kind of already double topping pre-market. That's unfortunate. Is that even? No, sometimes this thing is not shortable. Okay, it says easy to borrow now. I think it was over here. It was either here or here. I tried to short American Airlines, and it was like, oh, you cannot. I could not locate shares on TOS or on IB. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. And then it sold off. It was one of these because it was into 22. And then for the next like 5 days, Interactive Brokers was messaging me like, we've located shares to short. I'm like, well, I don't want to short it now. I wanted to short it when it was ripping higher. That's like super annoying when that happens. Yes, definitely be watching those. Hey Tom. Oh, what's up with Twitter? Not much. DraftKings, nah, nothing there. Square, Ryan a bounce. Uber. What's Uber up to? Yeah, nothing really. Yeah, so on our list, probably looking for a long on Tesla if we get a pullback. If it just rips face higher, we're gonna miss it. Unless you want to do limit buys, you could like limit buy it off of this or down in here somewhere. Stop down in this area. Apple, I just think it's gonna run into the 100. And then these just again probably are not worth trading. How's Disney doing today? Is this thing trying to recover? I mean, they're treating Disney like this thing only has streaming. Or maybe it's the drama in Florida that's hampering this one. Roku got smashed a little bit yesterday. All of these other, yeah, Teladoc, Fastly. These things all look, that looks terrible. I think Lucid is a buy. Probably not. Just because they don't make very many cars. I will say I did see a Lucid Air the other day, and it looked pretty cool. But the valuation on this thing is just, I still think it's like dumb. I mean, how many cars do they make? And it's worth 36 billion. I don't know. But I the car looked cool. I don't know that I want to pay 36 billion for that. Zim's okay. It's just I mean, if you bought it off the 200, I mean, your stop's down here somewhere. I don't see really much on it today. It's an inside gap. This one's done well, but all these shipping companies, they remind me of dry ships. I don't even know if that's even traded anymore. Or tops, like all these things, and it's just, you know, granted these are reverse split like nightmares. But yeah, just it reminds me of all these tops, dry ships. Like I don't even want to be in that sector. ADP. So no pre-market trades, nice little S curve. Yeah, I mean there's no pre-market, so I don't know about a day trade, and I don't think this one day trades very well. Yeah, very, very light volume. Gaps all over the place. Yeah, this is like impossible to day trade, but for a swing trade, doesn't look bad. Got a nice trend going still. Great double bottom down there. Look at Tyson. Everyone wants real meat. No one wants fake meat with Beyond Meat. They want the real deal. The Americans kind of fading. I don't know. Yeah, we might not get our chance to short it all the way up there. But if it opens up, down in here somewhere, starts to curl, we could go long on it. I'm not going a long way up here. Matt says they want real meat, but don't believe in cooking it. With Traeger. Oh, man. Well, the one thing I will tell you is that at least it's kind of going side, like it hasn't made a new low. How about that? But yeah, this thing is in a just brutal trend. It's getting smoked, as they say. Yeah, Oxy. I mean, long on Oxy. Yeah, I think Oxy looks good, just like the rest of energy. It ain't getting any cheaper. That's for sure. Unless there's some like miraculous, which we all hope for with Russia Ukraine stuff. I don't see energy really getting any cheaper. And you got some consolidation in here, so and some of these things, I mean, even though they've had big moves, I mean, look at Oxy. The forward PE is 10. Like that thing could still go much, much higher. Let's go look what's XOM. Forward PE at 12. Still trading at a big discount. And it pays a 4% dividend even after this run. You want to buy, I don't know, Piloteers, or you want to buy XOM? What's Oxy's dividend? They pay a dividend, right? Pretty sure they do. Very, very tiny. Yeah, I'd probably rather buy XOM. All right. Well, that's the open. So I'm going to bid adieu To the YouTube folks, see you next Tuesday.